posting, that would be helpful. So we have a couple of agenda items today. Of course, it wouldn't be regional abatement meeting if I didn't remind those of you who have not reported yet for regional abatement dollars, and we sent out reminders to those we do not have a report from. So just in that email, as indicated, friendly reminder that failure to complete the report will hold up your next payment. So I just want to remind everyone, we do want to have full reporting in. We've given a couple of extensions. If you have any questions or you're not sure what to do, if you have incomplete information, things like that, please just respond to that OSF project management inbox. Kristen will reach out and get you the information you need so you can complete that. Today we're going to have Ashley Jordan from our research division talk to you a little bit about a partnership that we have that's going to be beginning that or has begun, and she'll let you know what your role is. And then we have questions and answers. I know we've received some questions from you and some indication that you have questions surrounding the law that talks about website reporting. So Trish Allen has joined us today from our legal counsel's office, and will I think today we might not have a lot of answers, but we certainly want to hear what all the questions are, because we want to compile all the questions and make sure we get correct answers back to you. So Chris is here to fill that role. So Ashley, without further ado, go ahead.
Sure. Hi, everyone. Nice to be back at this meeting. So like Lucia said, we're embarking on a new partnership with an academic institution, and we're kind of referring to this as GARE. It's the Government Academic Research and Evaluation Partnership. So just that maybe an acronym you'll kind of see here and there. And really what the intention of this project is, which is intended to be a 3-year project, is to better understand the implementation or the use of the regional abatement funds in your local jurisdictions. And so I will say that, you know, some of you on this call participated in the 2023 focus groups that Lucia, Kristen, I, and some of our team did. And, you know, we really appreciated that time. We thought kind of everything you shared with us with respect to how you were planning on using funds, how you were spending funds, was incredibly helpful to inform kind of how, you know, we can better support you and kind of understand kind of your challenges, but also your successes locally. And so really what the partnership with a team at New York University is really seeking to do is to kind of expand what we started to build on in 2003 in better understanding the implementation of the regional abatement funds locally. And so, you know, you're not going to be, you know, you don't have to participate, but we, you know, we'd encourage you to use it as an opportunity to kind of talk about how things are working, how, like, highlight some of your successes. You definitely can focus on, like, you know, how things are working, how things are not working, what some challenges are, or some challenges that you had, maybe how you address them. I mean, these are kind of the topics that'll come up in the conversations that, you know, the research team will seek to have. But it's really, you know, it's not, the spirit of it is less evaluation than it is in better understanding the local use of funds and successes and challenges, basically. And so, yeah, so with that said, I mean, I wanted to be a little brief today because we also are kind of waiting for, I guess, some initial steps to happen, just getting together some of the materials. So it's not, you know, something that we're planning to launch next month, maybe later in the summer, early fall, but just wanted to be here today to give you a bit of a heads up. And then also, if you have any initial questions, I'll be happy to answer them if I can. And again, I'll probably be here next month with a little bit of an update. So, you know, there may be more time to discuss at a next meeting. But Lucia, that's kind of what I had today. If you want me to kind of expand
Nope.
Okay.
No, so you know, as Ashley stated, and we're going to be providing them with contact information. There are a lot of you, so it's a little bit cumbersome for them to be collecting that, and we are going to be sharing it with them soon, and then they'll let us know what their timeline is in terms of when they would reach out to you. We just didn't want it to be a surprise. We want you to know, yes, this is a partnership. And when they do reach out, as Ashley said, it's you know, it's up to you to choose to participate with them or not, but we certainly do appreciate your participation with them. As you all are aware, there's just so much work to be done under the opioid settlement fund, and we felt like this was a good contribution for a partnership to be part of. So with that being said, and I know I see that Courtney's on, and she had a conversation with Connie regarding the new law. So Trish, I don't know if you want to give just a high level overview of your understanding of the new law before we start to get questions. And could I just ask if you all do have questions, if you can put them in the chat, that'll be an easier way for us to collect them, even if we're going to have a discussion about the chat questions. Having them written as you would write them is helpful for us. You know, I think I have a good sense of what some of the questions are going to be, but I don't want to put words in your mouth. So T or Greg, I see Greg's on, either one of you.
All right, can we circle back on this? Let me just pull up my notes. I wasn't, I didn't have it in front of me. I just want to make sure I'm speaking accurately.
Is the legislative change, the change to the law about reporting on websites?
Yeah, I understand the topic. I just want to make sure I have an accurate summary before I present. So I just want to pull up my notes if you could.
Oh, okay.
Give me, sorry, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I appreciate it for putting it on the agenda today. We've obviously been fielding some questions, not just from our members, but obviously I think NYSHO is also interested from the public health official side. Again, we're not sure, you know, if they fall under the new law. They get DOH opioid settlement funding. So again, I just clarification around who should be reporting and
Right.
where it should be reported to. So
Who the law applies to and where. Yep.
Okay, sure. We'll get that for you.
thanks, Greg.
While we're waiting, I'll just give you the update is that I have 56 reports returned to us of 81. So thank you to the 56 of you who reported on your regional share dollars already. And then gold star to the to the 7 folks who have submitted the restricted direct share reporting to us. So appreciate that as well. Hopefully you found it to be clear in terms of which dollars we were asking about. And again, if you have questions around the restricted direct share reporting, please don't hesitate to reach out to Kristen so she can help you complete that task as well. And I am very happy to report that as this relationship evolves with the Attorney General's office, we have a lot more information this year to support and help you. So we actually have like dollar amounts of payments and what days they went to you, and perhaps what the name of the payment would be called in your payment system. So again, if you're unsure how we came to a certain number with the restricted direct share dollars, please reach out and we can help your accounting folks. I know it's probably many people who have to work together to get that information pulled for you.
You can also send me the list. I did send an email to Kristen at the
okay.
beginning of this. If you want to send me a list of the counties that you're still waiting for, I'm happy to reach out as well.
Yeah, for the yes, for the regional abatement, for sure, Courtney. I think for the restricted direct share, there is some overlap, but there's also, I don't know, what do we call that? Not underlap. It's a Venn diagram. It's a Venn diagram for yeah, for restricted direct share, but definitely we'll send that along so you can help us.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can loop in NISAC if I need to.
Okay.
So
Okay. I'm sure everybody wants to get this reporting off their plate before summer vacation plans. Courtney, would you mind just, you say the acronyms very clearly, but can you just put into the chat actually those questions you already asked regarding who does the law apply to?
sure, no problem. And if Greg or T wants to just send me an email, I could just send it out to our folks and others as well, if that's easier.
Yeah,
well,
that would be perfect. I
Sure.
think that's probably easiest. We could get that turned around quickly. I apologize.
No problem, Greg.
Thank you so much.
Yep. I think Patty put a question in the chat to delineate between the restricted direct and the R. And just so folks know, Patty's a relatively new DCS.
Oh, sorry. So Patty, is that, I don't see the question in the chat. My chat is blank, so I don't know if you just sent it to Courtney. If
Oh,
that's
she probably did. Yes, I think she sent it to me. Sorry, Patty.
directed
But she was just asking the difference between restricted direct share funds and the regional abatement. So
yes. Yep.
see if you can do it or I can answer it, whatever you want.
The regional abatement dollars is the local share that is that check is cut to you from OASAS, and that money comes from the opioid settlement fund, but it comes from OASAS's portion of the opioid settlement fund. The restricted direct share dollars come to you from a fiscal agent through the Attorney General's office. Sometimes they don't come to you, as in you, LGU person. A lot of times they could be directed to a county attorney, a county treasurer. We've found a lot of different configurations of who the name is that the payment is directed towards. I'm guessing it has to do with the sort of the historical nature of who in your governing group was on the lawsuit. So entered into the settlement agreement with the Attorney General's office. So it can take some hunting to see who at your county understands that that's what those dollars are as they come in. But that's where I was saying, Kristen, you know, our group can be a little more helpful this year in that our contact at the Attorney General's office has given us all of those payments informations. Last year, we kind of just had a total and we knew that the total came to you in several different payments. So the total wasn't super helpful. And the payments are made on different schedules with regard to how receipts go to that fiscal agent from the individual lawsuits. So the timing of the payment is not connected to a calendar that OASAS is connected to, or really, I couldn't say exactly. So how long that takes for them to receive the dollars and then get them out to you. And every settlement has its own payment schedule. So you'll see, you know, those amounts that come through the restricted share, again, just like the OASAS one, generally go down, but most payments are front loaded, right? So if a lawsuit gets settled, you generally get more in the first year or two than you do in out years from there. So just to expect that whatever your total on the restricted direct share is, it is also front loaded. So you're getting more in these early years than you'll get as time goes on. So Greg, I didn't know if you wanted to, for those folks who may not be as aware of the, I don't even want to say, because I think it is final, but proposed change and at least maybe the timing of the new law.
Hey, it's T. So it is final. That was included in the enacted budget. And I believe that the reporting time frame is November. So I think this kind of backs up into the time frame. I think the entity that we usually refer to, the third party administrator, is Brown Greer for many of these settlements. So I think that there's a reporting requirement that already exists for you all, well, for the people who receive the money. It may not be the people in this room, but somewhere in your area, there's a person. I think usually that reporting happens in August. And then the reporting that you guys would provide to us, that the statute requires that that be done by November.
Thanks, T. So with regard, so obviously, you know, with the LGUs, they get the regional abatement dollars, which are reported to OASAS, and then that's reported, that's transparent and the reporting's happening. On the direct share, and I thought that that's what the budget language was, you know, kind of trying to get at, which there are some counties, as you say, that, you know, some LGUs, I should say, that aren't kind of looped in on all of the dollars, and some of those direct shares are just, you know, county leadership is handling it. It is what it is. And some of that's not being reported, you know, as a transparent mechanism through, you know, whatever way. So the budget language was saying that the county needs to put on the website, you know, all of those additional dollars. So does that, I would assume that doesn't include the regional abatement dollars, but is it asking for everything? So whoever's getting whatever pot of money, whether it be the public health departments, the LGUs, the county, you know, county manager, county executive, you know, however, is it everything? I think that's where I was trying to get to, or is it just that direct share that no one really has an insight into?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think the whole mechanism behind this is to try and understand globally what's happening. And we have the regional abatement information already. So I think this is supposed to speak to the unknown aspects of it.
Okay. But the AG funds, T, you're saying are normally reported in August to the AG?
So it's my understanding that, and I'm sorry, when you say AG funds, that means something different to me. So I think I have
Sorry. Yeah, the direct share that's coming out of the AG settlements
that you aren't getting from OASAS. Yeah. So there is some reporting requirements that exist where there has to be information provided to the third party administrators. I don't think it's a heavy lift. Greg, correct me if I'm misremembering that. but I believe that that is around about August that that reporting is provided.
Okay.
And I know it's not clean, right? Because it's the terms that we're using in the statute are based on what's used in the settlement agreement. So it's not a one-for-one match with what we have in our daily lives. So
Yeah, they didn't put a lot of language explaining what they wanted around this in the final budget. So yeah, there's a lot to be, you know, misinterpreted, and I want to make sure that you know, from our folks' perspective, that they're doing what they need to be doing. Brian put in the chat, is the website required to show funds coming to the LGUs or just the funds going out the door locally?
The language is for how such funding was utilized.
Okay. Does that help, Brian?
Yeah, and you phrased it slightly differently, so I just want to make sure I'm clear. How funds is utilized by the county, or how funds are utilized by the LGU? Because it could be different. In our county, it's all coming through my department, no matter what. So it's easy here, but that may not be the case in all counties.
Yeah, I think that goes back to Brian, my earlier clarification question was the regional abate. So if everything's coming to you, it's easier for you, right? Because you've got your regional abatement side, then you've got those direct AG dollars coming to you. My understanding was the regional abatement, the state dollars are already being reported through OASAS. So it would just be all the other ancillary, whether it's public health, you know, whether DOH money is coming through the public health departments, or those direct share dollars.
Well, and again, maybe it would be helpful, and it could have been sent out and I missed it. It'd be helpful to read the language that we're talking about in terms of what's required on the websites that's subject to interpretation at this point.
Right.
Yeah, what we could do, excuse me, I'm losing my voice. What we could do is put together the language and kind of you know, put in the common reading of it to make it a little bit more clear, if that's helpful for you.
That'd be helpful. And I'm sure it's probably not this specific, but it may be. Is it asking for it to be on a particular section of the county website or in the section related to the LGU?
I don't think it specifies any specific placement on the website, does it, Greg?
Okay.
No, that's correct. It's not
Yeah.
specific.
You know, honestly, it's not really going to show the full picture. I mean, if what they were getting to was to get the full picture. I mean, we've talked about this on these calls, you know, over and over again about, you know, what's been utilized versus what's planned for versus what's gone out the door. I mean, it's not very, it's not going to be very accurate. So from your end, from OASAS' side, you know, Greg and T, if you can give us some guidance that we can shift out to folks, we'll share it amongst, you know, our other local counterparts that will be involved in this. I think that would be helpful.
Sure, happy to.
Thanks.
So, and if you don't think of your question until later, Courtney, I don't know if you want to spend maybe a day or so collecting all questions to send to Greg, and you know, I think I'll try to think of some questions that you might also have as we continue to go down the road towards November. And then hopefully we can have something helpful to share with you that has everything all in one place. That would be the hope, to get back out to you, and or to get back out to you know, I think we will likely share it with the group of contacts that we have with the restricted share, as we are all sort of leaning towards thinking that this is who this is aimed at. But if there's no more questions around regional abatements, reporting that you have, Greg's email is in the chat there. And questions regarding this website piece. Happy to give everyone 30 minutes back of their time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, everyone.